the cows have gotten really good at getting into the yard. We usually leave it a little bit open. Gotta move. Hi. Oh, aggressive much. Y'all, watch out. Okay. Oh, no, she's getting a little bit scared because of that. And then, of course, Fancy, the red one, she's out there on her own. She's not very much a people person. People cow. She's not a people cow. These two have gotten really good at getting in the yard, and I think it's because they know I'm going to use food to lead them out. They're smart. So, of course, the red one we did name Fancy. We named the dun one Sandy. She's kind of a bully. Twilight, of course. Still my girl. She's a sweetheart. She will let me just love on her anytime. Treats aren't needed anymore, and I like that. But the food helps. She definitely likes it. So I usually leave this front gate open just a little bit during the day to let the goats in and out, and they're like standing here freaked out because they're not getting the food. But and then they've just gotten really, really good at getting in there. And then we have a little back gate that I usually leave open, or that we usually leave open for the goats, but that's gonna have to change because we don't need cows in the yard. And it's just becoming a little bit more common. And just look how cute. Little Cowlie is still so adorable. Hey, honey. Like Magnus and her are the same size. Magnus is big for in my opinion, for a 5-month-old puppy. And she's so small for a little cow. Here. See if we can get a little closer. She'll let me touch her nose every once in a while, but not today. I've already touched her nose a few times, and I think that I've hit my limit. Sweet girl. Sweet girl. But, see? Let me touch her little nose. Got some little flies. And this is what Magnus does on days when it's hot. Even though it's not really that hot, but I guess he's just been working so hard. He looks ashamed. We're just, we're having to clean out some of the goats and cows' water more often because of that. So I no longer believe that the red cow is pregnant. So we're looking at maybe getting some live coverage a little bit sooner rather than later, just so maybe they can calve next fall. In an ideal situation, they would have babies in the spring, but we would have to wait a very long time to try to get them pregnant. And so I think we're just going to see about maybe getting something done this winter. If not, then, you know, putting it off until we can have spring calves is not the end of the world. It's just not really kind of what we were hoping for. Cowlie. Honey, come here. You want to say hi? Hi, Sandy. It's because there's a cat right here with me. All the cows seem to really like our cats. Yeah. So, she's thinking, or they're liking to see the cats, so. That's what's going on. And of course, hey. Hey, little one. Hi, baby. You want to come say hi? Look, I have a cat with me. No? Not right now? Come on. Baby girl. So to be honest, I am having a little bit of an issue with the cows. So I got a halter. It's especially... Okay, honey, you're going to have to get down. This cat likes to climb on me. Thankfully, she only likes to climb on me, not the kids, but it hurts. Twilight, so I feel like she's been borderline mastitis a couple of times, and I've been able to, of course, kind of milk her out a little bit to relieve the pressure, and we haven't had any issues. Seriously, this cat, I'm not even joking you, So I had to take a little bit of a quick break to get a couple things done. But like I was saying, I do not think that the red cow is pregnant. I think maybe she was just bloated from the grass that she was eating before, maybe something like that. So I don't think she's pregnant. So I'm hoping that if we can get some live coverage in here, we can maybe end up with 3 babies at about the same time. So like I was saying about Twilight, is I think she's been borderline mastitis, or had borderline mastitis a couple of times. So I really wanted to get her halter trained so that maybe we could build a stanchion and get her in there, just to, you know, make sure that she is taken care of, that everything's getting emptied out. But as much as she loves treats, as much as she will let me rub her head, the second she saw the halter that I got for her, she's not having it. So I tried again, like a different day. No, that's definitely not having it. So I'm just gonna have to figure out how to get her a little more comfortable with that and work with her on that. So I think that we will not be having milk from our milk cow this go round. But I do need to figure out how to start getting Cowlie with the halter. And I know that some people start like pretty much a few days after the calf is born, and they start working with them on that. The problem is she's let me touch her nose a handful of times, and she is adorable, she is precious. I do not want to make her afraid of me forever. So I've got to figure out exactly what I need to do to go ahead and start working with the halter on her. Somebody did mention, actually the woman that we bought her from mentioned that most calves are very wary of people, you know, from maybe the time they're born, maybe the time they're a month old, up until like the age of 4 months. And then after that, they'll get more comfortable with you. So I might just wait until then and hope that I haven't waited too long to make it as, you know, comfortable for both of us as possible. But I really need her to be halter trained, because I have this whole plan of her being, you know, the family milk cow and being able to train her babies. So fingers crossed that I'm able to get that figured out. The big thing that is going to have to be next is going to be the goat barn, and we've come up with what I think is a pretty good design for that. So it's going to have 3 stalls, and then one of the stalls is going to just open up completely outdoors for the boys. And we're going to have a pretty good sized area space off for them. And then we're going to have 2 stalls for, you know, if we have any sick goats in the future, need to be separated for any reason, but for, you know, when they're giving birth. It's also going to be large enough to accommodate the food that we have for the animals so far. Our porch is getting a little bit crowded with the trash cans that we have, so it'll be really nice to have those out of the way and somewhere in a designated space. So really excited for that, but that's got to be next, because Blanche and Rose are definitely going to be giving birth shortly. Blanche's bags are starting to fill up, and I'm pretty sure she's carrying multiples. I'm probably wrong, because I haven't really been right on guesses with other things so far. But right now I'm going to call that she's having more than 1 baby. Rose, I don't know, maybe just 1. She's a little bit smaller. She wasn't as big as Blanche in her size anyway, but her belly's definitely not as big, unless she, you know, got pregnant a month later. But I don't think that's the case. And then, of course, Sophia, our registered girl, ended up not being pregnant. So Gio's working on that right now. So we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of the next project that we have going on after this. And then a few outdoors things, like I was saying. And of course, as it's cooling down, it's a little bit more pleasant to get those done. So Major's still not a fan of Magnus, but that's all right. But anyway, that's really where we're at this week. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see y'all later. God bless.